G'day, g'day. It is Thursday, the 20th of August, 2026. What a day for gold. Fortunately, it all moved in the New York session, so wasn't anything that I could do about it, but I did catch a nice trade in Asia, and we'll have a look at that. But taking all the drawings off, you can see what an explosive move this was. One of the biggest days we've seen in quite a while. Back on the Wednesday, the 5th of August, had something to match that. But we are definitely climbing up at the moment, where price stalled. It looked like it was going to turn bearish. It swept on Tuesdays, swept the previous day's high and moved down. If sellers were really going to come in, they would have continued with that, except we had a sweep of Tuesday's low, which was the weekly low, and a very, very strong close. More of that is to do with the US dollar and issues with bonds at the moment. We can see the US dollar sold off very, very strongly. So it's holding well below 100 now. And that was the previous sort of line in the sand. We could see it wasn't getting back above there. And that was quite a significant sell-off. And obviously the Strait of Hormuz and the failed peace talks between Trump and Iran is one factor into it, but you'll see most on social media now and from the financial news outlets, it's all about the bonds at the moment and the huge amount of debt that America is holding, and we're getting a real sort of sell-off of bonds across the globe at the moment. You also have like Trump, who's saying like, there's peace talks, the Strait of Hormuz is open, lots of boats, but anyone with an internet connection can go and check the shipping data and see that it's not open. There's just a trickle of boats going through the Straits of Hormuz. And so if Trump is outright lying or unaware of the actual situation himself, that really creates a credibility issue. And we're perhaps seeing the start of this sell-off in the US dollar that a lot of people have been flagging for quite a long time. Oil has risen now that the peace talks, there was 60-day peace talks, that has now expired. VIX is still fairly low, which is really interesting. It's not really reacting. So you might want to sort of take that with a grain of salt and not factor too much on it. And just, if you are trading gold, look at the US dollar and see what's going on there. So let's look at the intraday chart. Switch on the pivots. Okay. You can see this really explosive move on the New York Stock Exchange Open. Asia, London sort of gradually crept up, making higher lows, but nothing really explosive. And then the big news in New York has driven gold price straight up. We'll put on our drawings now through that 4,500 level that I was watching. Didn't expect it to get there in one day, but it made it right up to the third target. So that's a really extended, strong move. You don't see this third target getting hit all that often. Straight through the previous week's high and another daily high. So where do we land today? So price is trading just under the previous day's high. I'll have to go in and have a look and see if it's swept it yet. It doesn't look to have, no. Put on now, yep, so it's still in that closing hours range. So good to watch that. So we are well above the upper value line. And because of yesterday's huge expansion day, our first target is way up here. And we're possibly going to target the June 2026 high, which was that outside month where July traded inside June, and we'd been trading there for August. So this is definitely on the cards if we keep moving up. I can't see any reason why we don't. So we'll be looking for buys, but where to buy from is the real issue. Is that 4,500 very psychological level and a liquidity line just sitting above it. We could come down and sweep this hourly low here and move up. But for me, the next sort of line is this upper value line, and that's quite a way down, but we'll have to see what happens. But yesterday was a very explosive move. It's a abnormal move, and might take time for the market to digest, or they'll just get back in again and keep buying if this is a real move.